Hello from the very snowy and cold state of Pennsylvania. My name is Danielle Pearson, and I'm very grateful to be here today to have the opportunity to share with you my research proposal as a result of learning so much information over the last couple weeks. This proposal seeks to fill the gaps in the literature that compares eye movement desensitization and reprocessing treatment, also known as EMDR, to cognitive behavioral therapy, also known as CBT, in individuals with anxiety disorders. To build upon the research, the gap, I proposed a study that not only includes adult American women, but also with a larger sample size. To elaborate, in one comparative study conducted by Capuzzi and colleagues in 2013, they found significant results in favor of EMDR treatment over CBT in cancer patients with anxiety. In another comparative study in 2011 conducted by Arabian colleagues comparing EMDR to imaginal exposure therapy, EMDR was also found to be advantageous over imaginal exposure therapy. The authors of those studies suggest a need for further comparative studies with larger sample sizes. Significant results for the effectiveness of EMDR treatment was also found in three other studies with samples that include individuals diagnosed with anxiety disorders that were from various samples, including those who had suffered a recent cardiac arrest, pregnant women who had a previous stillbirth, and also those living in a third world country exposed to traumatic experiences, also suffering from anxiety. However, the totality of these studies also suggests further research is warranted with larger sample sizes. In consideration of their suggestion for further research, three questions popped to my mind. So that led me to my three research questions. That is EMDR treatment as effective at CBT in treating adult women with anxiety disorders in the US? Is EMDR treatment less effective than CBT in treating adult women with anxiety disorders in the US? And is EMDR treatment more effective than CBT in treating adult women with anxiety disorders in the US? So, um, in consideration of those questions, I actually hypothesized that EMDR treatment is more effective than CBD in treating adult women with anxiety disorders in the US, therefore making the null hypothesis that EMDR is less effective at treating adult women with anxiety disorders in the US. To test this assumption, this proposal will utilize a quantitative study that will use a between-group relative comparison experimental design using pre- and post measures for data analysis. 100 women over 17 years old diagnosed with an anxiety disorder awaiting treatment will be chosen by a simple random sampling method and randomly assigned to one of two treatments, either CBT treatment or EMDR treatment. Treatment will also be performed by a doctoral level clinician with an expertise in both treatments. The samples will be given the state's trait anxiety inventory to measure anxiety levels pre and post treatment, and then also at a 60-day follow up. To test this hypothesis, the Wilcoxon test, also known as the Mann-Whitney U, will be used to analyze the results of the study. If the analysis yields a p-value equal to or less than 0.05, then we can assume that the results are significant, therefore rejecting the null hypothesis. Thank you very much for listening to me today and joining me. And again, I'm very grateful to have this opportunity and to be learning with all of you. So have a wonderful day and God bless.